Hey YouTube, welcome back to another English beer review here at Thomas Opent. That rambling Dutch guy who constantly talking about his beers and what's in his glass. Yeah, I figured it was time for another English beer review. And for that, of course, we're going to a Dutch brewery. In these English reviews, I really like to focus as much as I can on Dutch breweries or another European breweries that might not be very difficult to obtain, might not be very easy to obtain in countries like UK, especially in the near future. Sorry, and things like America, or whatever, Australia, all these countries where hopefully you guys are watching my reviews. We have a beer from Walhalla Brewing Company. It's their Elixer 6. An Elixer is a NIPA that slightly changes every time they brew it. They focus on different dry hopping for each new batch. And in this case, we're talking about Mosaic, Hallertau Blanc, and Simcoe. Now, Mosaic and Simcoe, I really love those two hops in my beers. The fruity, tropical notes from the Mosaic combined with the piney, resiny notes of the Simcoe usually really work great for me. And I do feel that Simcoe it's an old school hop. I really know it's very old school, but I love it and I can't get enough of it. I love all these new weird hops being created all the time, but for me, Citra, Mosaic, Simcoe, they will always probably remain my favorite three hops. Anyway, let's just crack into the beer. It's like I said, a 6% NIPA. Those of you who follow my reviews know that I'm not the biggest fan of New England style IPAs. I do like them on occasion. And hopefully this beer will rock my world when it comes to that. Now I have to say, for a New England style IPA, there we go. It's actually not all that haze for days. It's a bit more almost old school NIPA when you look at it. Oh my god, that is some dirty glass mafia over there. Look, that is insane. I cleaned these glasses. I cleaned a lot of glasses yesterday and just rinsed this thoroughly, cleaned it thoroughly. But as you can see, that's actually looking a lot more like your typical soft haze than your real big haze for days New England style IPAs as we see them these days. Not that that's a bad thing, because those fruit bombs, as much as those fruit juices beers, as much as they can be intensely good, this is what I usually prefer. Nice, very white, fluffy head. Looks the part. Let's get into the nose, shall we? So she's about just over a month old, by the way. I think this the best by date is 27/2020. It doesn't have a canned on date, but knowing Walhalla, they usually use 6 months for that. So I'm guessing, yeah, canned 6 months prior to, best before. So this is just over a month old, which is still pretty decent for an IPA of this caliber, I'd say. It's still fresh enough. So you're definitely getting that peach, pineapple thing going on. With some resiny, soft resiny notes. It's not that heavy on the resin. It's not that heavy on the pine. It's there. It's more leaning towards the tropical fruits in this one, but not in like it's gonna knock you silly with fruit punch kind of idea. It's still pretty mellow in a good way, like accessible and drinkable. Yeah, definitely getting a little bit more of that funky, weedy danky thing going from the Simcoe. It's coming a bit more now. Yeah, this smells pretty nice. Let's see what she does flavor-wise. Cheers. Okay. Mouthfeel-wise, it's a bit thin. It's a bit thin. I mean, it's only 6%. That's, for me, the starting point of any IPA, New England style IPA. I prefer between 6 and 8. 8.5, doable. 5.5, doable. For me, the magic range is between 6 and 8, and I do prefer my double IPAs. They usually have a bit more oomph, a bit more mouthfeel. Alcohol is a flavor carrier. Don't forget that. So when you have a higher ABV. You get a little bit more intensity in the flavor as well. I'm trying to see, yeah, it has oats, it has malted wheat, maltodextrin, okay. So it has oats, it has malted wheat. It does have a soft, wheaty character to it, nothing too intense. But yeah, it's nice, you know what I mean? It's not overly complex. It does what it should be doing. Tropical notes. Piney, bit danky, bit resiny, soft bitters. Does everything it should. It's not too overly sweet. It's not too overly bitter. It's quaffable, drinkable. I like to use that word, quaffable. Joe, you know what I mean. It's everything it says that it should do on account. Will this wow you? No, I don't think it will. I don't think this is one of those, and that's not a bad thing, by the way. That's definitely not a bad thing. It's very great that you can brew a beer that you can just knock back. You know, it's 6%. It's just slightly over what we usually would drink for a Pilsner. So it has good fruity flavors. It has everything you want, but not in this sort of cascade of flavor and smell. It's just nice, mellow, accessible. And I like that. I like that in my IPAs like this. When it's a Sunday afternoon, you're just sitting there quietly enjoying your beer. You can take a sip. Yeah, it definitely has a little bit of that wheaty astringency there. You can just take a sip and enjoy. And be aware of the fact, oh yeah, that's tropical. Oh yeah, that's a bit piney. And there you go. You don't need to analyze every sip. You don't need to be wowed by everything. And this is a great drinking beer. And basically, that's what it's all about, right? Having great drinking beers. So there you go. Yeah. Rating. I'm gonna go with a 3.75 on this one. You know, which I think is a great rating for a very drinkable beer. 3.75 for Walhalla's Elixir number 6. There you go. I know for you guys in for example, the States, I know a few people in the States and in England watch my reviews in English, and I know for you it's probably a little bit like, yeah, okay, that's great, he's reviewing this. There's no way we're ever going to be able to drink this beer. Well, that goes for a lot of the IPAs that you guys have as well, of course, and a lot of the stouts. But it's fun for you to sort of get this sneak peek into the beer scene here in the Netherlands, and what do we brew, what do we drink, what do we have, you know, stuff like this. Drinkable IPAs, which are fun. I like this. It's not expensive. It's easy to get. It's good to drink. And there you go. And that's another review done and done. If you liked it, click like. If you really liked it, click subscribe. Love to hit that subscribe button. Please do. Leave some comments. What are your favorite IPAs from Walhalla, if you've ever had any? What are your favorite NIPAs? Which ones do you really, really dislike? Also very possible, of course. Hit me up with some comments. Always love reading those. In the description box below, you'll find links to all my social media, my Instagram, my Untapped, my Facebook account, and you'll also find a link to the Dutch Beer Collective, where Beer Geek Holland and Dutch Beer Geek and myself are united in a wonderful little website where you can find all the reviews, links to all our social media, and even a little calendar, which we try and update as much as we can, or at least Martijn does. He's the administrator and everything for the website. We're a little agenda where you can find us at beer festivals and things like that. And I'll see you guys in another review soon. Cheers.